It is officially out. Luke Cage is out for everyone to see. So if you have not gone over to Netflix, check out what is going on. I know a lot of y'all been wondering, what is he going to say about Luke Cage? I mean, I know he's been talking about it for a while. I have. I won't lie. Luke Cage introduces a guy who cannot be fucked with by bullets. I'm not going to do episodes to episodes or tell you about this and that. I'm just going to touch on the things that are important, the things that I loved about this show. So I love the fact that a black guy has the powers to not be shot. Now understand, all I'm saying is that in a time period where my life is in jeopardy anytime I step outside my door, and sometimes when I'm inside my door, having the power to block or deflect bullets sounds like God personally sending me an angel. I love how crazy and unpredictable the show is. I'm glad that everyone's taking these cues from Game of Thrones on how to develop your shows very similar to this. I love that there are strong female characters as well as strong male characters. I like watching the transition of characters going forward as they evolve. One of the big things that are going to stand out to this show when you watch it is the music. That's one of the huge I loves of this show. The music has this way of capturing not only the feel and the atmosphere of what Harlem is, but also the danger and the paranoia that Luke Cage has to the outside world, the feeling that Pop has to the community, and then everything going on between Misty, Luke Cage, Cottonmouth, and then his cousin is all well captured and displayed through the musical content of each episode. Each episode has a different type of musical artist and feel. Sometimes it's jazz, sometimes it's rap, sometimes it's blues. But that differing in music creates a unique atmosphere within the show. Something that you really would only find in shows like Empire, Glee, very music-based shows. But there's a lot of life in this show due to that. They did not disappoint on what music made it into the show. Now, when it comes down to the actual production and development of the show and how it was released and what the show entails, I have to say that the show overall is amazing. It touches on black situations as well as American situations as well as situations of the human consciousness and conditioning at this time period in life. What makes Luke Cage stand out, it captures the concept of Harlem so well. Luke Cage was filmed in New York, captures the feel of the idea of what people have of Harlem. I think that this show captures that in a way that hasn't really been done before by a show of this type. Luke Cage sits in a box by itself because it is the first comic book based black superhero to ever get an on-screen development of this caliber. You know, a major studio behind it, a major company backing it, A1 100% actors doing it, and at the same time stays very close to the comic book in which it comes from. It's the first of its kind to do something like that. So to watch that first person come alive, I don't know what else to say but thank you, Marvel. And I don't really say that often, but thank you very much for doing such a good job with this. It was so critical that you did a good job with this series in comparison to all the other series. Now, there are some things I did not like, and I want those addressed by season 2. Where the fuck was Jessica? Jessica Jones' budget had the ability to hire Luke Cage and Jessica, but yet Luke Cage's budget, they did not hire Jessica. If you've seen Jessica Jones, you know that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage's wife all have a connection through the Purple Man. So there is a lot going on there, but it's not addressed in Luke Cage, which is why I got mad at like halfway through the season, because I was like, I really want to just see Jessica Jones. Like, I just want her to stop by, say something to Luke, just pass him in some regard, just to let us know that you're still out there. The fact that there was no mention of Spider-Man at all really pissed me off. You can't live in New York and not hear about these people. Spider-Man is what you're probably talking about in New York right now. A guy swinging around in webs all across the city is something that's not going to just be ignored. And there's no way you live in a city like New York and you only are talking about the Green Man, the guy who fell from the sky with the hammer, and Iron Man. Hate it that they still are being very pussy-made about mentioning the other characters. Don't do that. Spend the budget. Get the rights to say those people's names. Either say the name or don't pretend that you're in the same universe, because you're doing this half in, half out shit, and it's really just pissing me off when I watch the show. I can't enjoy things when I gotta hear things like the man who fell from the sky with the hammer or the green one. Bitch, just say Thor and Hulk. It's easier. Stop being ridiculous about this. The cops are just as corrupt as ever. They're just as corrupt as they were in Daredevil. It's like, so basically you're telling me that the city of New York does not seem to realize that dirty cops work everywhere in the city. Like, Wilson Fisk bought half the damn police force, then you all found out, and yet you still didn't look into your cops. I think that overall, the show is amazing. Like I said when I started this video, you have to check it out. You must watch it. It is incredible, one of a kind, really pushes on so many different issues socially at the same time, as well as keeping this unique, original comic book feel to it that you're just not going to get anywhere else. Now, when it comes down to it, you need to watch Luke Cage. So go check that out on Netflix. Sit down. Make a week of it, maybe watch an episode a day, maybe 2, and finish that series and get on this and talk to me about it. I promise you, Luke Cage is not something you want to sleep on. I guess I could say that it might be one of the best shows on Netflix that they've personally ever created outside of Daredevil Season 1, because that's the bar right now. But you know, it's whatever. All I'm saying is that Luke Cage is something that's not something you're going to see everywhere. A lot of people have shows out right now, but ain't nothing like Luke Cage. So I think that Luke Cage overall is just a show that anybody could watch and enjoy, kind of like Arrow or Archer or Bob's Burgers.